Alright, today we're going to do some Helix marriage counseling. The subject of today's session is going to be tremolo and how to improve it. Alright, I love everything in this Helix, I truly do. But the one thing I have found is that aside from the harmonic trem, we're going to keep that aside. Your regular bias tremolos, optical tremolos, they all seem sort of flat. Doesn't matter how much you increase the intensity or what have you, speed and all that kind of, they just seem sort of blah, like the fire is gone. You know what I'm saying? Got to rekindle this relationship. So I have a way of doing it. Let's get to it. I have two patches set up. This top one, these are the exact same patches as far as amps and effects. This top one's going to be called the ST SUPERSPANK. You know, if I can get a little spice back up in that second. Anyways, and then the better version, my improved version of using this tremolo is going to be the INV SUPERSPANK. All right. So let's go to our normal, regular tremolo right after the reverb and all that kind of stuff. Here we go. You see what I mean by flat? I mean, it really kind of is. I can increase the intensity. It's still the same concept. I don't dislike it. I don't hate it. But I can make it better. So let's drop down to this other patch and I'll explain it. I'm going to play through this. This is my INV, which stands for inverted SUPERSPANK. You hear how much more is going on right there? Adds a lot more to a tremolo. And these are the exact same settings on the tremolo. Don't believe me? Here, let me show you. All right, inverted SUPERSPANK. Probably need to go to the edit section first. Speed 2.5, intensity 5, and then you got spread at 2.9 and 1. So let's jump up to our SUPERSPANK ST. Same thing, 2.5, 5, 2.9, and plus 1. Okay, so what are we going to do? I'm going to have both of these patches uploaded. And you can see, this is just a great patch in general, deluxe reverb kind of patch. I love it. I play it all the time. But I don't use the tremolo all the time, and I love tremolo. I was like, I got to find something a little bit better with this tremolo. And I have harmonic trem and other stuff. I just didn't want to use harmonic trem. So this, like I said, this is your standard kind of layout, whatever. I do have two cabs, one with a room reverb up here. But as far as the delays and reverbs after that, and tremolo and little compression at the end of my effects loop, that's all just, of course, linear and stereo. Let's drop down to the inverted SUPERSPANK. Now, what I've done here is I dropped down to a separate path. Now, I put this volume in here, but it's actually bypassed, as I remember. Yeah, it's bypassed, but it's just there to create that second path. We're going to use a split AB, and I have this panned to the A path at 52. Why 52? I actually don't know. That's where it was at when I started for some weird reason. I don't know why it was set there, but it actually works, so it doesn't matter. Then our mixer coming back, this is what we need to do. Okay, we're going to throw that sucker into its inverted mode. It's going to invert the signal, or essentially put it out of phase. And it does drop the volume when that happens. So at the same time I have on that foot switch, when I do turn this on and off, is a plus 7.1 dB boost, which brings it back up to unity gain. It's barely close. Now, the reason of me even thinking about doing this is when I had my two Victory amps, I had my V30 on the right over here with a 212 cabinet, like right where my computer was, or is. Then over behind the camera over here was my V40. Now, I had all the effects and everything running through the effects loops of both of those, so everything was in true stereo, more or less. But my tremolo pedal, which was a Love Pedal Babyface tremolo, little mini tremolo, was mono in, mono out. It wasn't stereo. So I just had it going on into the left side. And I got to the point where I thought it was just like a little out of phase, but it was just that it doesn't matter. It's the fact that it sounded awesome. And what it did, it took that laser-like tone from signal from both of those amps that was just going right into my nose, and it created some more separation into it. So it felt, when I would turn that tremolo on, it felt like the sound was coming from more between the amps than from both of them. It was really odd, but it was really cool, and I actually got to the point where I always had that tremolo on because I loved the way it felt and the way it played in the room. And that led me to to think of this same concept. Well, if I was flipping the phase on one side, it wasn't canceling a lot of bass like with my actual real amps did, but it just created some more separation. And there was a slight volume drop when it did that, but I did like it, like I said. So same concept here. I created a second path, and I inverted that signal, and then I brought the volume back up with the gain. Now, on this one, like I said, I have on this invert foot switch here. If you download path, you'll see it. What that does, it goes from just normal, so it basically just goes straight through more or less. You do have a signal coming through here, but it doesn't change it much. Back, and then to inverted, and then plus a 7 dB boost. Okay, and that really takes this tremolo and gives it a lot more character. So let's go back over and play that real quick, and hopefully I covered that in detail. But if you download these patches, I mean, just to play around with, I think they just sound good in general. It doesn't matter. But I think you'll really like this. It really adds a lot more character to the tremolo. So let's go back up to that just regular linear pathing. It's there, but it's not there. Like I said, I can increase the intensity, but it's still the same concept. Let's go down to the inverted SUPERSPANK, and this is with my little trickery on there. I mean, just that first chord right there, listen to that. There's way more character. A little bit of a univibe kind of thing going on. I can sit there and just like stare off into nowhere like what I'm doing right now, listening to that. I just like listening to it. Anyways, fun, short video of the day. If you want to get a little more, or rekindle that love life with your tremolo, you know, a little counseling goes a long way with the Helix. Just a little tip of something I found, and actually adds a little bit more scoop to your pickups. That's one other thing I did notice. Actually, let me cover that real quick. Let me just turn the tremolo off. Let's turn that inversion and boost off. You might be able to notice this. Let's see. Let's turn the inversion on and the boost. You can actually sort of use that if your in-between sounds aren't scoopy enough or quacky enough. If you run that and invert one side and boost it back up, it actually increases the quack, puts a little quack back into life. You know what I'm saying? A little smack. That's why we call it a super spank. I'm just gonna cut this video right now because I'm just gonna keep on talking. Anyways, hopefully that's a good little tip you can have. It really increases the I think the lushness of the tremolo. It gives it a lot more character. It's a lot more fun to play. I mean, just basic stuff I'm playing here today, but we're making a video, so just wanted to share. I'll have these patches uploaded, both of them, the regular one and then the inverted SUPERSPANK. Peace!